Underhill from NewOrleans.Football to talk Saints. Nick, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing good. Obviously, we'll start with the biggest news of them all. On Saturday morning, announcement was made that Derek Carr is retiring. What does that mean for the Saints? Obviously, more than just, kind of a fresh start at the quarterback spot, but into the cap room and all of that. Kind of what's next for the Saints after that.
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, they're free. I mean, this is done now, and they can move forward. And I think it just feels better. I think it feels more hopeful than it ever has really around here. And they might end up being a really bad team, but if they are bad and you feel like you have some type of momentum, it really comes down to three spots. If Tyler Shough good, if Kelvin Banks is good, and if Shough shows you anything, I think you could win 3-4 games and end the season and feel like you're on the right path. And if you aren't on the right path, you'll be in position to go and make another move. And I think that's kind of the beauty of drafting the guy, Tyler Shough at 40. I don't think the commitment is so strong there that you are embedded into this in a way where it's like, well, if it doesn't work in year one, you have to try again in year two. I think you can go right back to the water and try again from there. But he's shown some good things. I think physically everything is there. He's 6'5". He moves really well. He throws a good football. He's got good velocity on his passes. He's got a good arm. He can throw from various platforms. He can throw on the move. He looks more athletic in one practice than we've seen at this position in a long time for the Saints. But it's all going to come down to when the live bullets start flying and when he's under pressure, and if he's able to stand in there and make the throws and not throw the ball away and not get into bad situations, which is what you saw happen at Louisville. So that's to be determined. We're going to see it in the games. But, for now, it feels like what happened with this Carr situation, to me, it felt like a 3-year eject. Like last year was kind of, all right, like they're going to start tearing down a little bit. They aren't really going to add to it. All the signings are going to be 1-year deals. They're going to be cap conscious. And this year there were two paths. It was you do a June 2nd cut with Derek Carr, which means you got to carry all the money on the books until June 2nd, which means there's no Justin Reed. There's no Juwan Johnson. There's no Chase Young. You probably aren't getting Cam Jordan to take a pay cut. You probably aren't getting Tyrann Mathieu to take a pay cut because those guys would want to leave. So like everything they did this offseason wouldn't have been possible because there would have been no cap space. Or there was option B, you restructure them, you keep them on the team for a year, you keep building your team, you do all these other things, and then a year from now you get rid of them. Somehow they got A and B in the same package, which is unbelievable. They did the restructure, and now he's going to retire on June 2nd, and you're going to get all the cap benefit, $19 million dead this year, $31 million dead next year, instead of the whole thing being on your books until June 2nd, which is crazy to me because this was contentious. Like it ended in a good way. It ended in a very amicable departure. I might have my tinfoil hat on, but I kind of feel like he's probably going to play football again. And I think it's probably agreed upon that when he's ready, they're just going to let his rights go. And he's going to be able to go give back the $30 million. You go your way, we go our way, and everything's all good. I think that's probably what actually happened behind closed doors, but who cares? Like, I don't think anyone here is going to be pissed off if Derek Carr goes and plays football for the Jets or whoever, in August, a year from now, whatever it is. I think everyone's just going to be like, all right, man, good luck. Like, glad you're out of here. Like, go do your thing. I don't think it's going to be like the Sean Payton thing. Like, how could he go do this? I don't think anyone cares. Like, I think Derek goes and it's all good.
I do tend to agree with you that what happened behind closed doors is probably not the story that we were sold, because it would have been the first time it felt like any good business had been done on both sides. It felt, like you said, very contentious. So is there a reason to even dig any more into that, as if it would have been a he said, she said, where if Derek Carr didn't retire in this manner, then the Saints would have pursued legal action?
I think that's probably what would have happened. I mean, I the whole time I kind of felt like everybody was playing it quiet because they wanted to figure it out, and nobody wanted to say anything that kind of sparked a high level feud. It just felt very careful. Even the release, if you read it, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I even thought the wording in that was kind of wild. It just felt like very here it is. Eventually, medical scans determined objectively that Derek sustained a labral tear and also had significant whatever. Like, objectively concluded. Like I've never seen phrasing like that in a release. It just felt like
very legal,
very much like yeah, that, and like very much a PR move. Like, okay, hey, look, we're gonna do this, but you have to make sure nobody, like, you have to come out and say nobody was lying about anything. Everything was on the up and up, all that. Like, and look, I think Derek did get scans, and he probably does have an injury. He's been playing football for a long time. He's injured that shoulder multiple times. You know, I still think in the end and I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying my personal feeling as I sit here as a sane and hopefully sane and logical human is that like this still does not look right and normal. Like it still looks like something was a little bit off. And if he injured his right shoulder diving in the last game he played and then doesn't go out and throw again in March, that alone to me doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that there was a report that he was able to throw a lighter ball in practice. Okay, fine. Like you could do that. You could do that. You know, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. But okay, you tried to throw a ball. Let's say he tried to do that and it didn't work and it hurt. So you waited 3 months to go test your shoulder again. Like when I have a cavity, like I'm putting my tongue in it like all day long to see if it still hurts. You know what I mean? Like, like everybody does that. Like, oh man, I sprained my ankle. Let me test it out today. Like, oh no, it's not okay. Like, you're an NFL quarterback and you hurt your shoulder and you wait 3 months. Like maybe you did, maybe you just wanted to get away from the game. Maybe it's all true. But like, I think is we all sit here today. It's just like, wow, that's a peculiar way to handle that. Like I just, you know, he might have done it that way. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying, I think it's fair and logical to be like, damn, like that's really how this played out. Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Just really give up the game when I'm not playing it. Like, no, not interested. I mean, he's got. Yeah. Dan Orlovsky said this yesterday. He's like, you have 3 sons. You didn't go throw the ball around one time. Like,
yeah,
bad dad.
Dude, like, but when I get COVID before, like I've had it like 80 times now. Like when I first get it, I'm like, oh shit. Like I got the thing, the 2 lines come up and like, I'm like, can I still smell? Okay. I can still smell. And like, I'm testing it. Like, hey, yeah, that smells right. I got that. And then like when you lose your smell, like I'm sniffing like sticks of deodorant, like put my nose in the Febreze thing. Like, yeah, just to see if it works. Like just, man, okay, I got nothing here. Damn, it's still gone. Like I'm not waiting. Like, well, I guess I'll see. It's like, I'm worried about it. Yeah. Like I'm worried about it all day long. It doesn't. So it's just I don't know. That's how I operate. I don't know if the way I operate is the same as everybody else, but like when something's wrong, I'm like, oh man, let me see. When
will it be better?
Yeah, no, I mean that's a good point. What was your level of surprise when you heard that this was the end of the saga? Like this was how it was ending. How surprised were you?
Yeah, I was super surprised. Actually, I got a text that morning at like 6:18 in the morning, and like immediately I woke everybody up that worked for me. I'm sure they were all very happy about that. I'm like, yo, I think this is going down today. Like I didn't know it was retirement. I thought they were going to cut him. I actually heard on, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, and the thing happened on Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, I thought it was going to happen. We like wrote our stories, like we're all ready. I thought he was going to get cut then, and then it didn't happen. And then Saturday morning, I got a text like antenna up, 6:18 in the morning. I wake everybody up. Like we're all trying to work on it. I didn't think it was going to break though until after practice because they had rookie camp that day. I was like, well, there's no way this is going to come out until like 2:00. And then I don't know what time it was, about like 9:30. Someone called me and they're like, yo, you like go with it. It's good. It's good. Like break it. So like we broke the story about 9:30. But I was shocked. Like I was sitting there like, oh my God, like he's retiring. We had heard retirement like once, like a month ago. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was just like posturing, like, he's going to try to threaten retirement, like as in either you're going to like let me go or I'm going to retire and all this money's going to hit your books. Like, you know, I thought it was a posturing thing. I didn't think it was like a real possibility. And then to find out like he gave the 30 million back, that's the craziest part of this, because if you got hurt diving like that, like you're entitled to that money. Like that is a football injury sustained on the field. That is your money. Your career has been interrupted. It's guaranteed. Giving that back is wild. Like that is a wild thing to do. He could have pressed this as far as he wanted. Maybe you win, maybe you don't. But like there was 30 million on the line, and just to walk away from it. Feel however you want about him, feel like whatever. He did him a solid, even if it was just to like not have to go through a process, not to have this hanging over everything. Like that is a clean eject.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes me think he's going to play again, because if it would have been this back and forth affair between the Saints and it was when did you get hurt, how did you get hurt, like that hurts his credibility if he wants to play again. Instead, it's a clean retirement, then the comeback tour's on, and people are like, oh, he did the right thing. Look how much he works with the team. Look how good this went. Like, and that immediately helps him in the PR for whatever team he goes to next.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think that's the settlement here is that if Derek wants to play again, I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is. I think again, this is just looking at it like a logical person. I don't know anything, but to me, it would feel like the settlement here is okay. If Derek wants to play again, just you got to relinquish his rights, and we'll give back this $30 million, and everybody walks away. And I'm sure that's a great resolution. You got the benefit of having the money for the offseason. He goes away. They really did want to keep him. They really did want him to be their quarterback this year. Kellen Moore really did envision this season with him as the quarterback. That really was the plan. But it works. I think it works out great. Like I said, I thought it was a 3-year thing, and it accelerates year 2 to year 3 together. So I think they're in a great place. I'm happy that they're rebuilding this thing. I think the whole thing kind of got forced a little bit. I don't think any of this was done willingly. Firing DA isn't what they wanted to do. Getting rid of the quarterback isn't what they wanted to do. Both those things end up happening, and it just feels like it feels like a fresh start. Kellen Moore, Tyler Shough, no baggage. Really feels like this is the first year of a brand new identity since Sean left, and I think it's very badly needed, and I think the fans are ready for it too. I think they're ready to sit through a 4-win season, and I think they'll be happier about 4 than they would 7 or 8 with Derek.
It's unbelievable how Mickey Loomis stumbles into exactly what everybody wanted him to do, and it just happened by happenstance. None of this was him making decisions on, he didn't want to fire DA. He wanted to bring back Derek Carr, and then neither of those things happened. And the Saints fan base is like, oh, thank God, they're making all the right moves again. And it's this just happened. It fell right in his lap.
Yeah.
And when you
there's an argument though. I don't think it was illogical to restructure them and be like, hey, look, we're going to do this in a 2-year process. You can't really getting out of it right now would have been it's you're losing your ability to do anything, and you're letting everything kind of crumble into place. And then you get rid of Derek, and then you don't have any money to do anything at all. You can't support your quarterback at all. You aren't even be able to bring in Donovan Peoples-Jones probably. You're just so hamstrung by everything. So I always thought a 2-year release, sort of how Denver did it with Russell, was the thing that was going to end up making the most sense. But I don't think they were planning on keeping Derek beyond this season. I think this was the last. This was okay, gonna have him here, gonna go through this season, and then a year from now he's gone. I think that was it, and I think very obviously that's why Derek was freaking out, is he knew it too. I think he was very much aware that he was on a lame duck 1-year deal, and that's why he was pressing so hard to get out of here, because he knew he was finished, and that people coming in looked at him as a temporary situation. They weren't really going to care about building it around him or doing what's right by him. It was just a means to an end. But yeah, look, this is a circumstance, not a plan. This is a circumstance, not a plan, and it worked out great. They got backed into a corner. I will give them a lot of credit, because they could have panicked. They could have reacted to the noise. They could have done a lot of different things in this situation, and they just kind of said, you know what, just going to stand there and stare you down, and is going to fold. And Mickey won this standoff. There's no doubt about it, and I will give him credit for that. It wasn't a planned standoff. It was, a gun was kind of pointed at him, and he managed to be the one to win that home invasion, really. And credit to him. He got this one done somehow. I don't know how he did it. He pulled a rabbit out of the hat, though, no doubt.
Go ahead, shoot.
Because it looked bad. It looked bad, right? It looked like Derek. It looked like Derek was leaving town with $30 million, and he was never going to play quarterback again. And I think the last time, 2 weeks ago, I was on here. I was like, just let him go. Give him the money. Who cares? Just get him out of here. Get this guy. If I was running the team, I would have made the bad decision of being F it, give him the $30 million, get him out of here. Screw this guy. I would have folded. I would have folded. 100%. Yes. I would have got Gail Benson robbed. Gail Benson would have got robbed of $30 million if I was the GM. No doubt about it.
Derek had the Saints in his back pocket. He was fully in control of the situation.
Yes.
And it just got flipped on its head in a second.
The hostage.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Drop the gun.
No doubt. I there's no way I would have won that. I would have not got the $30 million. Yeah. I would have been so frustrated. you know what? He's out here. Like, I don't care. Take the money. Just go. Be gone. I don't ever want to see you again. Get out of town. Leave town. Like, that would have been me.
I absolutely negotiate with terrorists. Like, here, take it.
Sit back and watch this drive.
Yeah, watch this drive.
What are your, obviously, moving away from Carr, it's Tyler Shough's team now. It seems he'll be the guy. He's done all the right things. He's been pressing all the right buttons. He's going and eating at Drago's and taking the picture. He's got Lil Wayne on every Instagram post. He's doing the whole deal. He's nailing the PR standpoint up to this point, right?
Oh, no question about it. Yeah, no, he's good. He's doing everything right. I like him. We met him last week. The age I think is a benefit. You guys are around college age people all the time. Like 21-year-olds are idiots. Like 25-year-olds are a little bit. You're probably still an idiot, but like you're aware of that you're an idiot and you're trying not to be an idiot.
Don't
you know
do
what I mean?
that
Like
again.
there's like a significant maturity difference like between 20, 21 and 25, 26. Like there just is. And him coming in, you see it, you feel it, talking to him. He just feels like he carries himself like a more adult person. And I think that's good. I think it's a good thing. I think it makes him a little bit, ready to handle this situation, take it in stride. I don't think it's your typical the weight of the world on a 21-year-old versus the weight of a whole team on a 25-year-old. I think it's a little bit different, even though they're both only been in the NFL for 2 weeks. But I think just mentally, maturity, all that stuff, I think he's ready to handle his station in life in a way that maybe a younger guy wouldn't. So that's good. The off the field, all that. Look, I like that he's smart enough to game plan everything. If he's smart enough to game plan the song on an IG post, he's going to be smart enough to game plan for the Arizona Cardinals when they play them. Like, it's smart. It's just a smart way to do things. Just knowing the situation, knowing what you got to do, reading Derek Carr's mistakes in the media and doing the opposite. Like, that's smart. Like, it's just a guy that's thought about everything. So, I like him. I like how he's carrying himself, and I like how he's coming into the situation.
And when you mentioned the age as that being a benefit, even that, it does sound like it is, and it's going to be, because you've seen older quarterbacks come into the league and have success right away. But do you think that they still are looking at a position of maybe they get a veteran quarterback to kind of lead him through this gauntlet of a rookie year? Because if you have somebody that wants to kind of show you how it's done or have somebody in that room, it can only be a benefit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of something that I would look at. I don't think it's a must because there's a weird amount of quarterback experience on. Kellen Moore is young and he was an NFL quarterback. They got Tolzien, and he's a quarterback. Nussmeier, quarterback. There's a lot of guys on the staff that have played the position that you can learn from. But I do think it's different. Those are the bosses. I think it's different when you can turn to a coworker and maybe ask them a question and not feel. Yeah, just naturally you feel judged when you go to your boss and ask him questions. You carry yourself different when the suits are around. It's just the way it is. So yeah, I would look into it. I kind of feel like it's something that they need to do.
Teddy Bridgewater,
not a must,
Teddy Bridgewater.
I think Teddy's getting ready to win that state title again. He's recruiting, but maybe in December. But I do think no matter everything they do from this point forward should be about developing Tyler Shough. And if you feel like he's the future of your team and you drafted him at 40, so you feel like he's at least got a better shot at that than anybody else, I think every single thing you do for your organization for the rest of this year should be about trying to make sure it works with him. And if that means trading someone to get him the perfect backup, if it means trading someone to get, a wide receiver, spending money to get one, whatever it is, I think you put his development over the development of the offensive line. I've made this argument that, I think long term, obviously Banks left, Fuaga right, natural positions are the best things for him. And you want to get him to those spots as quickly as possible. But I think for this year, if Trevor Penning's one of your best five, you're willing to put him out there and put Banks somewhere else and Fuaga somewhere else just to make sure that Shough has the cleanest possible because that's going to be the thing that helps him develop and succeed in the short term. So everything you do, I think, needs to be putting him first above everybody else because nothing is more important than figuring out how you win with the quarterback.
If Shough doesn't go at 42, the Saints, where do you think he gets drafted?
I think quickly after. I mean, look, I know Mel Kiper and everybody else had different rankings.
I think we know where Mel stands.
Yeah, I had heard very, very early on, like early March, that Shough was the guy they wanted, that they were moving toward him, that he was their quarterback, and then from there, I start, that's just kind of what we do. Like I'm reaching out to other teams, finding out, what do you think, and where's he going to go? And like I thought he was going to go the end of the first round. A lot of wacky stuff happened in the first round. He ends up going 40. I think it's very, very, very likely he's gone within the next 10 picks, and somebody probably trades up to get him in that range. But look, I might be wrong. I might not know, but we were the guys that said Shough and Hunter Deckers, and
fair enough.
To look it up.
Check the tapes. But we appreciate your time and your insight as always. Great stuff. You do look like there's almost like there's a weight lifted off your shoulders, a little bit of relief. The way this is all played out. It's more.
Yeah. Well, I don't have this like thing swinging over my head that could drop any moment. Like, okay, I can like go to the grocery store and no one's gonna be like, "Hey, Derek's gone," and you gotta
check it out at Rouse's.
Yeah, look, I've ran out, and if you're gonna grocery shop, make sure you go to Rouse's. I've ran out on carts in stores though, like middle of the store, ice cream in it, whatever. Like, oh, gotta go. Like, don't have time to check out. Gotta go hit this. Walk out of movies, walk out of dinners. Yeah, man. Something happens, you got to go. Like, it's the surgery call, and like, yeah, I mean, it's just great not having that hanging over your head. A and B, it's just not been a fun atmosphere at all. Yeah. Like, it's just kind of been a rough, ugly atmosphere. When the fans are unhappy, that makes doing this a lot less fun. Mm-hmm. You kind of want to talk about possibility and hope instead of despair and destruction and survival. Yeah. And this might end up being very, very, very horrible. It might end up being way worse. It might be extremely hopeless by Halloween. But for now, there's just hope and possibility. It's the unopened Christmas present. And, the gift you got might suck, but like somebody might have actually paid attention and got you the right thing. And, until that box is unwrapped, it's just excitement. So I'm excited to see what it is. So definitely way more fun talking about the team in this than the opposite.